Hello, my little random family. Welcome back to the channel, I guess. Today's video is going to be also a little different. It's actually going to be kind of like a series, I guess. No, I'm not going to be the first YouTuber that does this, nor was I the first YouTuber that did this. But this is, I guess, my take on whatever. So this is, you probably have already read the title. Tips on starting your path in witchcraft if you so choose. Yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin though, I know a lot of you have questions on my child and what the gender is. Sorry, got a text message. So, and how the baby's doing. So she is fine. She's healthy. 17 weeks and 2 days. So yeah. So no, we found out the gender at my second appointment and they said girl. So yeah, no, she's fine. I'm starting to feel her in me move around. Feels really, really weird. And her dad, her father, felt her for the first time 2 days ago move, and he just made this really weird face. I'm like, yeah, it feels weird, doesn't it? Imagine being the one feel it on the inside. And I had to describe to him how it felt. Kind of. I felt her turn over also for the first time. Not yesterday, but the day before. It's mainly when I'm sitting down and just kind of trying to chillax and trying to, what's the word? Be at peace, which I haven't been able to do lately, but it's neither here nor there, which that will be taken care of. And she won't have to worry about that, but it's not what I'm here to talk about today. Here to discuss the tips that I'm going to give you. So the tips that I'm going to be giving you is if you want to start out in your path in the craft, first of all, that no, witchcraft isn't evil. I don't know how many times I can say that and people believe me. Witchcraft is not evil at all. Yes, hexes and curses exist. But to be honest, those people had it coming. If you get hexed or cursed, you probably pissed off the wrong witch and did something to deserve to get what you got. Now, I'm not going to say that's the case all the time. Some witches do just go ahead and hex people willy-nilly without a genuine reason. And one thing they also forget is if they're going to hex somebody, make sure it's not somebody in their house, because if they do not have protection around them, the hex is going to affect them as well. So I would just rather get the person you're trying to hex out the house so it doesn't affect everybody else in the house that doesn't deserve the hex. Also, no, witchcraft does not involve making deals with the devil. Just get that out of your minds right now. These are a few disclaimers before I start. Now, is Lucifer a deity that you can work with. Yes, he is. Sorry, got another text message. But, one thing you need to realize is that Lucifer is a fallen angel, and is actually super chill. No, I do not work with him, but I did have questions specifically for him, and he was generous enough to wait until I was ready and answered them for me. And, sorry, text message. No. But, one thing that I asked was if he was the devil, just trying to really get into my head. And no, he's not. Those are two totally different entities and deities or whatever. I believe he's a prince of hell, unfortunately. And one thing you also need to realize is, with deities, you have the chance to tell them no. You do have that control, but so do they. They can tell you no. You could be like, hey, I want to work with you. They could be like, no, you're not ready. Or they could be like, hey, I want to work with you. And you'd be like, no, I'm not ready, nor do I think I am comfortable. They will wait. They will wait until you're ready. But when you're first starting out in the craft, you do not have to do any type of like deity work. One thing I do recommend you do first is research. A lot of research. And it's gonna be tedious and it's not gonna be fun at first, and you are going to find some things that don't make sense, or that are like from Christians that are like, oh, witchcraft is evil, witchcraft is the devil, 5-point star. One thing I do want to set straight, that the 5-pointed star in the circle is called the pentacle, not pentagram. The 5-point star itself is the pentagram, but it's still not evil. It represents the 4 elements and the spirit that connects everybody, but that's more of like I believe a Wiccan concept that I just personally believe. Am I Wiccan? No. But do I take some things from Wicca and incorporate it to my craft? Yes. That's just me. But no, what I wanted to talk about today, without any more text message interruptions, otherwise this video is just going to be super awkward of me trying to talk and text message at the same time, which is why I can't wait to get a camera, is protection. Doing research on protection. So the reason why I say, and pretty much anybody who's trying to give advice on the craft and starting out in the craft, and they tell you, first thing you need to do research on is protection. Because if you don't have protection and you do not know how to protect yourself, you will get hurt. This is not a game. This is real. Magic is real, and it can and will kill you if you do not know what you're doing and if you are not protected. So, with that being said, I have a few things here, actually. That's what I was setting down in the beginning of the video. That you can do that are really low cost. And if you're still in, I guess, the broom closet, or if your parents are conservatives, that you can do and not get caught, per se. So the easiest thing to do, if you have at home, is eggshells. This is a bottle of nothing but eggshells. Literally, you just sell the eggshells, basically just like, hey, protect me from this. Protect me from evil spirits. Protect me from malicious intent. Protect me from hexes. And if you have plants outside, you can actually put the eggshells in your plants and have your plants act as like a ward against things like that. So if the plant, how that works with wards, especially plant wards, I'm trying to explain this as best I can. So if this isn't right, I apologize. But I did my best. So with wards and plant wards, you either enchant the plant as soon as you get it to be a ward, or as soon as you get the plant, you tell the plant, hey, you are my ward, you are to protect me from this specific thing, whatever it may be, do your job. And what you do is you can add the eggshells for an extra boost, for extra protection to really make sure it works. And, or you could just keep a vial of eggshells, sprinkle it on your front door to keep malicious spirits away, sprinkle it on your windows. You could do that with salt, too. Supernatural. The show, they're not kidding. Salt works like a charm. But we're not talking about Supernatural, and please don't do your research solely based on that show either. Please. Anyways, back to plant wards. So you can go outside, or you can have an indoor plant and take care of it and check on it. And if the plant is starting to die and starting to dwindle and look bad, like not how it should be, that means the ward worked. Somebody tried to do harm to you, and the plant was like, fuck you, try again, you know, and took in the energy so that you wouldn't. So I believe with the plant ward, you can bring it back to health to kind of like counteract whatever was sent to you or whatever tried to get to you, that the plant was like, fuck you, you know, and took into itself. And if it brings it back to health, you still have, I guess, a stronger ward, I believe. But if you can't nurse it back to health, you need to get a new plant or set up a new ward. Just saying. So another thing that you can do is a spell jar. This looks scary, I know, because of the black candle wax. But people misunderstand that black candles aren't evil. They don't do harm to you. But now I have a little story about this particular protection spell jar and why I love it so much. But I'll get to that later. So, explaining the black candle wax. Black is actually a symbol of banishing negative energies, negativity, and protection. So, right now, I am wearing black. I'm wearing black. And has it been banishing any negativity? No. But that's because I'm just, yeah. But, yeah, no. That's, if you do research on candle colors and their meanings, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can tell you all day long and you don't believe me unless you do the research yourself. That's why I'm telling you. Again, please do your research. Don't just take my word for it. Actually go and research it. Any practitioner, good practitioner, will tell you that, at least. Because there are some practitioners that are like, oh yes, take my word for it, I know what I'm talking about, and then give you misinformation. That's why we tell you, please do your research. You can listen to us if you want, but you really need to do your research as well outside of our word and our advice. Anyways, so you can take a jar like this one, fill it up with, back to the eggshells, and salt. I mean, if you want, you could just do that, or, see, what else is low grade? Rosemary, you could get some rosemary from the store. Cinnamon, you could also get cloves from the store. And if you don't know what those herbs do, also research that. But what I have found out really works for me, at least. I'm not saying it'll work for you, but I'm just saying it works. It worked for me. Tell the herbs what you are giving purpose for. Cloves are really good for protection in general, but they can also be used for other purposes. Lavender is good for calming and soothness and sleep aid, but it can also be used as another purpose. Rosemary is a good stand-in for any herb. I will tell you that now. Rosemary can stand in as any herb. If you don't have cloves, rosemary. Don't have sage, rosemary. Don't have lavender, rosemary. Don't have mugwort, rosemary. Rosemary will be your best friend if you are on a budget and if you are still in the broom closet. Rosemary. But you could take that very little bit of herbs, put it in a jar after you cleanse it. I forgot to add that. Cleanse the jar first with smoke or with sound or however you feel like cleansing it. I lit an incense stick and put it in the thing and let it do its thing and cleanse it. And yeah, but make sure you have your window open when you do cleanse something, anything, because that banishes the negativity out. Which, after I get done with this video, I will be lighting blue sage and incense sticks with the window open. Plus, it's starting to get cold and sweater weather, my favorite time of the year. And I believe my mom is home. But, yeah. Whenever you're cleansing something, open the window, the negativity goes out and does not stay or go into another room. A lot of people are like, but I cleansed and there's still negative energies and still this and still that. And I'm like, well, did you open a window? And they're like, no. I'm like, that's why! You did not open a fucking window. Please open a window. For the love of gods. Anyways, so put it in a jar, put some candle wax on it. Black, white's a stand-in for any candle color. You don't have to use black, you can use white, which you can find at Dollar General. And if your parents ask, or if anybody asks why you have all this stuff, be like, I just like candles. Or you can be honest and do what I do, tell people, it's not evil. So, spell jars. Best friend for protection. So with that out of the way, another form of protection you can do is either get a crystal, but if you can't afford a crystal, my dog better not be throwing up. No, he's just cleaning himself. Anyway, you can cast a circle. Harmony and Ice has a whole video telling you how to cast a circle. I'm gonna pretty much sum it up. So you can get your wand. It could be crystal selenite wand, which I might actually get me another one. But I like this one. I bonded with this one. Or it can be like a stick you find outside, or it can literally be your finger. You start at one end of your room or your space and you make a circle. While you're doing that, you're envisioning like a light coming out of whatever you're using, and you start from north, south, north, west, south, northeast, southwest, and back to north. The 4 directions, but also depending on what side of the hemisphere you're on, also depends on, I guess, which direction you start with. But you basically go in a circle, invoking the 4 corners, and that's how you make a circle. And then you do what you just did, except you start south and you work your way around. counterclockwise to close the circle, or to take the circle down. I call it closing it. In the beginning, I called it opening the circle. That's actually like really, really important for when you're doing spells. Really, really important. When you're doing like divination. Now my dumb ass just doesn't cast circles when I really need to. But, and do not take what I do and do it yourself, because you really do need to cast a circle. It's a really good idea, especially when you're first starting out. Even in the craft period, you need to cast a circle or have some type of protection. I have 2 hex bags for protection. And the word hex bag, that's another thing you can use for protection, but I'm not taking mine down for anything other than to move. I took my first one down because we had to redo the room, and that was a mistake. So I'm not taking it down unless I gotta move. But the word hex bag sounds scary, and it can be scary. You just have to have intention behind it. And that's another thing. If you're first starting out, what you intend to do with your magic, with your craft, you can do anything. You can literally have the intention of hurting somebody, and you will hurt somebody. You could have the intention of protecting somebody or yourself, and you or that someone will be protected. Just no matter what your intention is, it will happen. I've been there. It's happened. One day, somebody made me really bad in school, and I thought it multiple times. And the universe does listen to your thoughts. I thought it multiple times, and even spoke it out loud just once. I wanted that person to feel the pain that they had inflicted onto me. And it was while I was in high school, and when bullying is still a thing in high school. Don't let movies teach you bullying ends when you stand up to the bully. No, you stand up to the bully and they still don't leave you the fuck alone. So what happened was, this particular person, this particular bully, would just leave me alone, and no longer bothered me. After, it was either a friend of his or somebody in his family passed away or did something to him, because this person, he would say something about me being depressed over a recent passing. I believe it was when my papa had passed. I was super depressed, and he just made this comment of, "Oh, why are you so depressed? It's just or whatever." I don't even remember. But so I was like, "Oh, you've got no fucking clue what it's like to lose somebody you're very close to that you consider a father, huh? I hope you find out. So you quit that shit." I didn't hope for him to find out just because I was upset. I hoped him to find out what that was like, so he would take into consideration what other people are going through. And he did from then on. So really, bullying doesn't, but you have to do something to them to make them quit or have them fear you. Because most of the people in my high school actually did fear me, because I was known as the weird, emo, goth, witchy kid. Good. Fear me. I don't look like I should be feared, but I should be feared. I'm pretty much basically a pacifist and very, very chill and peaceful until you get me to the point to where I'm like, I don't give a shit. I do not care about you or your family or what happens to you or your family. You can burn in the deepest pits of hellfire and I would not give a damn. You get me to that point, you know you fucked up. For me, somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve, to say something like that and who loves to give people as many chances as possible to correct themselves and believes in redemption, for me to tell you to your face, I could care less about what happens to you and just ignore you for the rest of eternity while you're suffering. Look. But no, I got off topic. I am so sorry. But yeah, no. Casting a circle, very important. You should do it. I know I should do it. But my brain goes, you have all of this protection. You don't need to cast a circle. But in reality, it doesn't matter. I need to cast a circle. Luckily, nothing bad has happened to me while I was doing some spells. So, luckily, nothing bad has happened. But I do not want to take that chance, especially since I have a child in my stomach. I also did make a spell jar for her and myself in the whole pregnancy. But when I have her nursery set up and everything, I'm going to put the spell jar in her room. Of course, where she can't reach it, but it's going to be in her room. But yeah, Ward's spell jar is casting a circle. And one thing I do want to mention is sigils. There's actually a website called Chaos Tarot, and they have this sigil maker. You can literally put your attention into the top part and it will generate a sigil that you could just draw on yourself or the door or on a piece of paper and post it somewhere. Then, yeah, boom, protection sigil. So, yeah. So yeah, that's all the protection tips I really have for you. But there is one thing I do want to say. If any witch out there is watching this video and has the intention of doing me harm, good luck. No, seriously. Good luck. I know one person in particular has tried to hex me. They have not succeeded. I am very well protected. Very well protected. So you can try. You really can. But you will not get far. And it will come back on you. Times 10. Not 3. 10. Because I said so. So voted me. And now this video is enchanted. And that's another thing. Now that I'm out of serious mode, you can say something with intent and just literally say the words, so mote it be, and there you go, you just said your first spell. You don't really have to say so mote it be. God damn hair. You can also say so shall it be, or as I say it, or whatever you want to say to like seal the deal, you know, be like, hey, yeah, no, the spell is done. Because whatever else comes out of your mouth, the universe will be like, oh, they're still going, they're not done with the spell yet. Okay. But no. So yeah, take these tips into consideration. And again, I'm gonna say before I go, do your fucking research on this shit. Because like I said in the beginning, this is not a joke. And this is not a game. And this is not something you want to be poking around and playing with. if you do not know what you're doing and you do not do your research. Because there was this girl that tried to summon who she thought from American Horror Story, Papa Legba. She did not do her research on any of that, and that is a closed practice, which I guess will be my next video. I'm not sure yet. If this video does well, then I'll continue the series. Even if this video doesn't do well, I'll probably continue the series just because I'm spiteful like that. A little bit. I don't know. It just depends on my mood. And if I'm in a good mood during October, which is in like a couple days, 4 days. 3, 4, 5 days. It'd be 5. Monday would be 4, Tuesday 3, Wednesday 2, Thursday 1. Yeah, 5 days. Which is in 5 days. But yeah, no, she tried to summon who she thought was Papa Legba, and she died. So you can literally look it up and see this is not a joke, that this shit does work. But you have to know what you are doing before you do anything. Do your research, do protection, cast a circle, and look up what are closed practices and what are not closed practices. Well, anyways, it's really all I can tell you. And every practitioner that has your best interest at heart will tell you that. So, well, anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching and for listening to me ramble about different things throughout the video. Right now I'm finding it really hard to stay focused. But as always, stay safe, stay yourself, and I will see you in the next video.